Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're out here with the ducks today. They look a little mucky because they've been playing in mucky water. Right now that water's frozen. There's water that's not frozen over there. So today we are going to talk about... There's roosters crowing. We're not talking about the roosters. But we are going to talk about feeders and waterers for your ducks. Some of them may go back inside. Some of them are already inside. But some of them are hanging out here. So, when you're picking feeders and waterers for your ducks, there are a few things you want to consider. First is that ducks are like mini tanks. They smash around your barnyard and walk into everything and knock everything over, and it's absolute nonsense. So you want to pick something that's really durable and can handle ducks ramming into it and knocking it over. Okay? That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to look for is something that's really easy to clean. Ducks are like the messiest creatures on the planet. That's why we like these rubber waterers. They're really easy to clean because ducks are really, really messy. So get something that won't annoy you to clean. Finally, you want to pick something that can't be flipped. That's again why we like these rubber containers. They're very... Hi! You are wonderful. But, he's just, doing his turkey thing. But, hi, Blue. Yeah. But, that's not the point. You want something that can't be flipped over because ducks, again, they're clumsy and they knock literally everything over. So try to find something, especially waterers, that can't be knocked over so you don't have water everywhere all of the time. There's lots and lots of options out there. You just want to think about the shape of your duck's face. They have a longer face and their bills protrude much farther forward than the beak of a duck. Beak of a chicken, sorry. Ducks have bills, chickens have beaks. Go the other way. You're being complete nonsense. Go the other way. Or go under. Whatever. Yeah, you don't fit. You're too big now. Go around. Yeah. Yeah. Or not. Whatever. Okay, fine. He's just stupid. Anyway, so there's lots of options. Ducks have a longer face. Their bills stick out pretty far, so make sure whatever you get is kind of long enough for them to scoop food out. Okay? And with waterers, you want them to be able to dunk their faces. We like shallow pans, like these rubber dishes for water. They also work well for food. Well, go! And he's stupid. He can't help it. He's stupid. Anyway, so shallow pans. Ducks aren't very picky, but they do have specific needs. So you can go to your local thrift store or whatever and just find anything that'll hold water that doesn't tip easily. Okay, if it'll hold water and it doesn't tip and allows them to submerge their heads, they're pretty dang happy. Duck, 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 duck. There's a couple more inside. So, most chicken feeders, when it comes to feeders, not waterers, but the feeders, most of them work just fine for ducks. Ducks are wider in all areas, however. They're wider in the body, wider in the head, wider in the beak than a chicken would be in the bill. They're just wider. So you want to make sure that it's wide enough. Okay, wide enough for their heads to get in there. Or you could just finish going this way. Whatever. Well, stop having a fit. Anyway, I'm just laughing at Blue. Make sure when you are setting up your feeders and waterers that you have enough room for everyone to gather around and eat or drink at the same time. Because otherwise what's going to happen, these guys are going in now and I'm not going in there to film you. I don't want to walk around. I guess I'm like Blue. I don't want to walk around. But make sure there's enough room for all your ducks to eat and drink at the same time. That's why we have 2 different bowls for them to drink out of, so that they can kind of separate and all 6 of them don't have to gather around one bowl, because they will fight, and the ducks that are lower in the pecking order are going to end up, this duck, but the ducks that are lower in the pecking order are going to end up not getting enough to eat. Okay, so make sure there's enough room for everyone to eat at the same time. When it comes to the waterers, you want about at least 3 inches of water. Remember, you don't want too much water if you also have chickens, because the chickens will drown because they're stupid. But for the ducks, you want at least 3 inches of water. So like these rubber pans are deep enough because you want the ducks to be able to submerge their head. They have to keep their eyes and their nostrils clean and healthy, and they dip their head to rinse their eyes and their nose out. Without being able to do that, they will not be able to function and they'll eventually die. Always remember with ducks that you need to provide water every time you provide food. So this one's frozen, that one's not. Anytime there's food available, there has to be unfrozen water available. That's why we're switching out. We changed that one and we changed that one and we changed that one and we changed that one. And I just changed that one. So you want to make sure that there's always water available if there's food available. Because if a duck is eating food but has no access to water, no ability to drink, then what can happen is they can start choking on the food. Okay, they literally have to have water when they eat or they'll choke. Okay? And you don't want to come out to a bunch of dead ducks because you forgot to refill the water. So whenever you bring out food, double check and make sure that there is enough water for them to drink while they're eating so nobody gets sick, nobody chokes. Ducks are really messy. I've had questions, why are the waters for the ducks out here? It's because ducks are like crazy messy. If you look, there's like ice around. Some of the ice is us bashing the ice out. But some of the ice is them spilling water literally everywhere. Ducks do that all the time. And especially in the winter, you don't want that inside the coop. So put their water outside because otherwise the entire inside of your coop is going to be flooded. They get in the water, they step in it, they muck around, they fling water literally everywhere. Even in the depths of winter. They're not smart, guys. They're not that smart. There's a duck sleeping right there now. Right on the inside. You're not letting anyone come in or out, are you? No. I didn't think so. But ducks will literally like look at all this ice. That's from the ducks. So we have to come out here and smash up the ice about once a week and remove it, because otherwise what happens is it just builds up forever. So imagine that inside your coop. You don't want your birds soaking, especially if they cohabitate with chickens or turkeys or whatever. You don't want everyone wet. So keep the water outside the coop so they don't make such a mess. The other benefit of that is it keeps the humidity inside down. You do not want a ton of humidity in there, because what happens if you have a ton of humidity in there is you can get frostbite. Keep the water outside, especially in the winter, so they don't soak everybody and everybody doesn't just drown or freeze or whatever. Just keep it outside. Because ducks are the messiest creatures on the planet. And they will fling this water everywhere. And if you don't want the inside of your coop to look like this, with chunks of ice literally everywhere, then you're going to want to make sure that you keep that water outside. Make them go outside for their water. They'll come out. Even when it's 40 below, they come out, they drink the water, they go back inside, they eat, they come back out, they drink some water, then they go back inside. Even in 40 below, they do that. Though, the other day in 40 below, they were touring around a snowbank with chickens. We don't ask these questions. Anyway, pick some decent feeders that fit your ducks. Most chicken feeders will work. And pick a pan of some kind for a waterer. Don't use a chicken waterer. Chicken waterers tend not to be deep enough. They tend not to be wide enough for the ducks to submerge their heads. And chickens can drink out of these pans as well. We use these pans for the rabbits too. So just use something that works for your ducks and it'll probably work for everyone else as well. Anyway, that is about it for us today at Andersen Acres. We'll see you tomorrow.